Hi, everyone. I know it's been really long since I did one of these because, I had gray hair and no motivation to wear makeup or whatever for the longest time. But I'm over that now. And also, I recently watched Indian Matchmaking and I just felt compelled to come and do this reading that I'm going to do today. But before I do that, let me tell you why and what it's about. So, I have to confess, I quite enjoyed the show, but in the way that one enjoys satire or parody. I think the show had some laughable moments because it tried so hard to normalize some really toxic patterns that we have in our society.
I'm really close to my mom.
And I wholeheartedly trust her judgment.
If he doesn't finalize, me and my husband are going to finalize the girl for him. That is what I have decided.
Let's not talk about the show because it's not about the show. I wanted to do this reading because one of the narratives, one of the patterns that I couldn't laugh off in the show was how it tried to soften Aparna.
Not for me. I will talk to you never.
So fickle-minded and fussy, and I'm here to help them.
If you look at the way she was in episode 1, this opinionated woman who has a list of what she wants and what she doesn't want, has a life built for herself, which obviously she has put in all the work for. So, obviously she's going to be possessive about it or protective about it rather, and she's not going to want a man who sabotages that in any way. And that's who she is, and she's outspoken and she's fearless, and sure, she's judgmental, but I mean, wouldn't you be too? Like, aren't we all, aren't all the men in the show judgmental? Anyway, so through the show, she goes from being this strong-headed woman with very clear expectations and a list of what she wants and doesn't want, to being softer. She smiles more, and somehow along the way she learns to compromise, much to Seema Auntie's satisfaction. This arc is so harmful, and it comes from a place of very oppressive ideas that are handed down from one generation to another to women, right? And that's why I wanted to do this reading for you guys, just to talk about where this comes from, where this fantasy that we all have that a woman must soften up comes from, and why so many women feel guilted into it or shamed into it as well. So what I'm going to read out today is a passage from this book called Chup, written by Deepa Narayan. And in the book, she talks about the various ways in which women are silenced and made invisible. Girls are taught silence by appealing to one of the strongest values in Indian families, respect, especially for elders, particularly men. The dictionary meaning of respect is to regard, to honor, to esteem, to admire, to notice with special attention, to heed, to defer to their point of view, to have a high opinion of. As a noun, respect means admiration for someone's abilities, qualities, and achievements. But these definitions miss one aspect that is central to Indian thinking: status based on position in a hierarchy. This respect is expected, it is demanded. Demanding is an exercise of imposing one's will on another with the threat of punishment and withdrawal of benefits. The word respect has been hijacked in many homes. It has come to mean fear. It means control and obedience through threats, scolding, demeaning, punishing, followed by yelling or withering silence by loved authority figures in the guise of love. Fear and respect fuse. This fear filled respect is also fed by teaching girls that their primal safety depends on men. If men are needed by girls to keep them safe, it is wise not to make them angry by arguing with them. It is a much smarter strategy to be liked by them. Girls are prepared to fit into marriage, and the behavioral criteria have not changed across generations. I asked my mother if her mother, my Nani, had given her any advice when she got married. She said, एक ही चीज बोली, कभी जवाब नहीं देना, किसी को भी नहीं. She said only one thing, never answer back to anyone. जवाब नहीं देना. We too heard it constantly from our aunt, who would open her bespectacled eyes wide and say in a sonorous voice, meant to impress upon us the seriousness of the matter, Beta, ladkiyan jawab nahi deti. Darling, girls don't answer back. We would mimic her later and die laughing. But I did still absorb this message. I just didn't know it. It's important to understand that for a woman to speak up with the clarity and the conviction that Aparna had in the beginning of the show, and I'm sure still has in real life, is a very difficult thing for a woman to learn and to apply every step of the way, right? And it comes with a lot more effort and a lot more baggage than it comes to men. To men, it comes easier because it's expected of them, right? But a woman is expected to be soft, to be nice, to be adjusting, to be understanding, and all those feminine things, right? Is that how it should be? So, okay, that's all. All right, guys. Bye.